Good afternoon! It is I, your angelic goddess, Pokidadia. Hello. How are we doing? Hi, Dusty. Hi, Sleeper. Don't worry, Dusty. I hope you have a good time outside. I hope you have a nice day. And how are you doing, Sleeper? Let me turn on the light, actually. Oh, yeah. Today, we are here to be silly and to play some more Apollo Justice. Rare Thursday stream. Didn't I stream on previous Thursday as well? I think I did, yeah. I like the darkness. Yeah, but it's better if I turn on the light so I don't lose my eyesight or whatever. How are we doing? Wah! 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 2 streams in a row. Incredible. It's quite rare. There is 2 days in a row. Usually I always skip the second day because I'm too tired. Who needs Ive? I mean, I need my Ives. I need them to look at all the beautiful games I play. Wow. Yeah, it's not even dark. It's just I need the lights on all the time. Otherwise the darkness will claim me. Yesterday I played, I actually did all the achievements. I technically finished today, but if you remember, I played Amnesia the Bunker on the New Year's Eve, and yesterday I did all the achievements that I was missing, save from 3 that I did today. Yep. So I am in a very horror game mood at the moment. I had some trouble sleeping actually. I don't think I had nightmares. I actually had a dream where I had I went to a marriage, I think. Yeah, I think I went to this marriage and there were like a lot of people, and I don't know how that relates to me playing Amnesia, but somehow it does. It relates. Who did you marry? No, it was not me marrying someone. It was someone else's marriage. I don't remember who, but I remember it was a marriage and the church was super big. It was gigantic. And I didn't actually care about the marriage, so I was just playing on my Switch. I remember I was playing on my Switch and I was not looking at the marriage. I was very bored. It was a very interesting dream. You know, it was not a nightmare, so that's very nice. Le Mans. There is. Yeah, but yeah, I was playing Amnesia the Bunker yesterday. I love that game so much. And yeah, got all the achievements. I also discovered some strats from speedrunner strats. So I didn't feel like doing the hardest difficulty because I knew I would have died. Literally died in real life. So to do a couple of achievements that required you to do it was the hardest difficulty, which makes the monster very unpredictable, and it made me very, very scared. And I don't think I would have lived. I did the some sort of speedrunner strat that allows you to skip the entire game from the first room, clipping through walls. It took me around 30 minutes to do that. It was very interesting actually. It was the first time I ever did that sort of thing. Also, let me put the music a bit higher. Okay. It was very interesting. Basically, you clip into the first room of the bunker using a box. You go beneath the map, and then beneath the map, if you remember, is where the end of the game happens. Is where you have like that sort of arena where you can traverse the bridges and such. It's very nice. Yep, and then you fly, you use another box when you reach that part, you enter back in bounds, and use this sort of box to fly, and basically while you hold the box, if you move, you technically walk on the box, but you move the box at the same time, so basically you have this flaying box stuff happening. Was very interesting. And then I did also other endings. It was actually very interesting. Some achievements were very annoying to me to do. There was one achievement that required me to explode 5 or more rats in one go. It took me a while because I didn't know how to spawn more rats. And only today I discovered that if you get hurt, more rats spawn. I was thinking the rats from over the map would move, but actually no. The rats don't move. The game actually spawns more rats that start to follow you and to attack you when you start to bleed. And so I just had to group them all up and kaboom. And then there is an achievement that makes you need to hurt the monster with a trap. The problem is if the monster itself triggers a trap, it will never take damage from it because it moves too fast. So what you have to do is you actually need to activate the trap yourself in 2 ways. Either you trigger it and then the monster gets it, or you shoot at the trap while you're next to it, and hopefully the monster is next to you as well. It was very interesting. Yeah, but I also was playing on the custom mode, which you can lower everything to the minimum, and my god, you have no idea how easy the game becomes on that difficulty. First of all, the game throws resources at you like crazy. Like crazy. It's incredible. You just have, every room you enter, you have like 5 tanks, fuel tanks, ammunition everywhere, bandages everywhere, flares, grenades, everything in every single room of the game. It's crazy. It's very, 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 very easy. Very easy. And the monster doesn't hear you and doesn't see you from half a meter away. So if, first of all, making the monster spawn is super hard because it doesn't hear you. Even if you shoot next to it, you need to make a lot of noise for it to hear you on the easiest difficulty. And then you need to like constantly be in his line of sight, because the moment you break his line of sight, he just leaves. It doesn't even searches for you. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. Amnesia the Bunker, I believe. It's my favorite horror game, so I hope Frictional Games makes another one sometime soon with the same care as this game, because the Amnesia, you know, I played Dark Descent and then I saw Soma, which are very different games, and I don't know, I think the Bunker is just the perfect version of the type of game you want to make. It's a bit like Alien Isolation, but Alien Isolation is more like a story game, while the Bunker is more of a gameplay first, and then you find some story here and there. And that's my favorite type of horror game. Also, there is one NPC in the entire game. And I mean, technically 2, but the other one is hostile, so yeah. It was so nice. It was so nice to replay the game. It was so nice. And taking a break of 2 months really helped with making me want to do it all in one go. I played for, I think, around 3 hours yesterday. Never stopping. I was just playing and doing all the achievements. And then I played for like 20 minutes today before stream to do the 2 achievements I was missing. It was very fun. It was very fun. I love the game so much. Wow. Maybe I'll go back to survival horror sometime soon-ish, but I don't think, because I don't have any other survival horror games that I want to play at the moment. So we will see. There is that co-op game that I'm supposed to do. That was recommended to me in the Discord. So maybe that one. But other than that, I don't have any idea. I'm more interested in some other type of games at the moment. For example, I mean, you will see after we're done with the games we're playing now. What? Now, let's continue with our beautiful Apollo Justice. So, if you remember, last time we started the 4th case and we had We discovered who was the author of the what's the game? What's the name? The author of the manufactured evidence, like the fake evidence that was constructed. And now we're having the flashback to 7 years ago, the case that Phoenix lost. And we need to see what happened. And I'm very curious because, yep. Also, it's so cool because we have like the old music and the old effects. So let's see, what do we have? 7 years ago. Oh, here he is. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say I expected nothing less. We only just began. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better than you discover the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. The night in the hospital. What really happened? Yeah, it's very small recap. This is his mentor, Gramarye. What's his name? I don't remember. Magnify Gramarye. He was found dead in his hospital room. He was diagnosed with cancer, so he was about to die in 3 months. What is it? Yep, he had a tumor, 3 months. And so he apparently wrote this letter to Zack, which is our client, which is the man in front of us, also known as Shadi Enigmar, which is the father of Trucy, our beloved. Of course, there's something weird because he asked Zack to shoot him, and we received this we don't really know about. And the weird thing is this pistol, which is possibly the pistol used for the murder, only had 1 bullet in. But on the scene of the crime, we found 2 holes. One was on his head, and the other was on this puppet clown. So there is something weird going on here. Something very weird. And we are Phoenix. We are not playing as Apollo right now, of course. And this is younger Gavin. He's only 17. It's like Francisca, I think. And of course we have Detective Ganshu. It's so cool to see him again. He's 40 now. He's almost 40 by the time of the game. Oh my god. We have Emma. That's why we have Emma as the new detective. So what happened that night in the hospital? The way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You've seen the problem yourself. The letter. The one shot in the forehead, the one, right? Yes, and the reason he speaks of. I could not deny my mentor Wittush, even if it meant my own death. Why not? It is something I will not say. For now, at least. Was this for now? Yeah, why? Just tell me. Hey, just tell me, please. I've done many things in my life. Some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves. We? You wanted to know about the night of the incident? This guy sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into the room into his room that night at the appointed time. So you did go and found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. Oh. 2? Yes, the one I had used on stage. And the one that had been used by my partner, Valant. For the Zack and Valant quick draw thing, yeah. It was a 2, type of trick where they each shot one. So what did you do? My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my soul faltered then, for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. Yeah, in the letter it says You cannot refuse him before know the reason why. So there is something going on. Last such request. Don't notice first. There were other requests you couldn't refuse before? Is this like some shady stuff? Or is it like something a lot simpler than we think? To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear I brought pain upon Trucy. Who is Trucy's mother, by the way? We don't care, I suppose. Like, we don't care who is Mia and Maya's father. That's what was going on in Troop Grammarier. Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shoot the clown. I took the pistol and fired and replaced it in my pocket. What? But that's concealing of evidence. I believe if you examine the bullet in the clown's head, you will find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marks. Yeah, we know about this. Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? You're a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks. Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes opened. Also, he saw? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. I mean, from point blank, pretty much. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did he tell you? Mr. Wright, did not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Oh my god. Yeah, but it could be useful for the case. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Once again, I am in your hands. Let's get back in there. So they said something to each other. Well, I mean, if you didn't die, you could testify, but that's not how this works. Court is now back in session. During a recess, a bullet was found in and dug out from the clown's head. Well, this is news. And the rifling marks? There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. They did find a weapon type matches the murder weapon. Well, that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. Who is that? How many times have I heard those words? Yeah, Phoenix. But they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Don't worry on my count. I'm quite confident the witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production, being the other half of Troop Grammarier famous duo, Zack and Valant. Valant Grammarier. We get to meet the great magnified other disciple, which is the woman. No. Oh no, it's him! Of course it's him! Oh my god. Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. Valant Grammarier, magician. It's him, he's younger. And you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student your partner's guilt. Fate, the grand illusion, filled with traps and tricks. What the time? Wait, the shooting took place in that hospital after 11 o'clock that night. If you're a witness, does it mean you were there that late? If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes. He has the same poses. I always get the characters, don't I? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received these. Wait, but we received that as well. Sorry, not we. Our client received that as well. So, he asked both of them? That looks very familiar. What? Wait, that's the same letter Zack Grammarier received. What ta-ta-ta? Yes, so perhaps I should say ta-da. And look at him. Order. What does he say? Surely not the same thing? Perhaps you should see for yourself. It's the same, yeah. It's just a different name. It says Valant. The court accepts this into evidence. So, he's gonna say like, I shoot the bear actually. But one pistol was found there. and the another was taken. So, and how can we prove that the pistol was taken was the one that he shot? Zack shot. He could have like found the pistol already used, and he could have shot his mentor in the head. I mean, that's not what happened because, you know, but, or maybe it is what happened. We don't know. This is the last case, so anything can happen. But what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your troop Gramarye up to? By which you mean? Just having trouble envisioning a man who would ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less. It's just my opinion, Herr Judge. But from these letters, I'd say he was cursing them, not asking them. Yeah, even in the cutscene, and if you look at this picture, this is, you know, it doesn't look like the nicest person in the universe, but I don't know. Maybe we have to know. We talked the magician path together, and in so doing, shared much of our lives. When people are so close, there is strain, a warping of relations, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. He says this as well. By which you mean you're not going to tell us? Which makes me wonder even more about the reason they couldn't refuse. Isn't this important though? We're gonna know anyway. Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. Defendant Zack Gramarye stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For what it was, the red roses rise, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating. The evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. Oh, this is a bit later. 11:20 p.m. and this is 11:05. I wonder why. As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes, and now it's time to get this party fired up. Valant, did you do it? Did you hit the truth for this many years? I mean, if it's not him... That night I visited the hospital room at the time Magnify requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final blow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. The death's sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. Okay. Very simple. So you were the one who reported the crime? Indeed, I would think. This fact alone will clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Yeah, self-report. It's literally Among Us. I mean, we cannot know. And we know he was not arrested because we know the future. We have the power of knowing what's gonna happen because Zack is the one that disappeared. So, who was arrested here? Cross-examination generally comes before the conclusion of this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant Zack Gramarye is guilty. If it wasn't Zack Gramarye, then the killer was you. Yeah, how does this work? Because Zack was not imprisoned, right, from what you know. And neither was Valant. So how does this end up? Mysteries. What-ta-ta-ta-ta! No disappearing act will get you out of that. Let's see. Night I visited the hospital room at the time Magnify requested. So it was 11:20. Indeed, in magic time is everything. I suppose it is. Right. Consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stand double has left, how will that look? You cannot say that, Valant. It's a spoiler. Why? It would reveal the very secrets of my magic. And that you reveal the very secrets of your magic for all of us. Let's move on. This Valant is a bit young, you know. I think he doesn't have as much experience. How old is he right now? 37. Yeah. I think... Lemao. Sorry, this is very funny. It would reveal the very secrets of my magic. But you just did. What did you see? Smell of gunpowder hung in the room. So he was already dead. You weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smell gunpowder, yes? What if the shooter was still nearby? Oh. I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination. Really? How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. My god, Phoenix, so inquisitive. Now you're the one imagining. It is forbidden for a lawyer to have a gun. Witness will refrain from posing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things. What the freak is going on? Oh, this is a circus. We didn't expect to this reason either of you could refuse. So it does, and my partner did not refuse. And if I wrote the same thing to you, why could you refuse if that couldn't? Because I have a will of steel, of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel bars. Perhaps steel isn't all that strong. Don't mind if I continue. So you gave the keys to the clown, the keys of death. Were 2 bullets holding the scene, one in the victim, one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you? No doubt my partner Zaka said much the same thing. Of course, because the one who didn't shoot is the murderer. Mr. Marland, let me ask about something else concerning the crime scene, namely... number of pistols. How many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zack and Valan quick draw shooting, correct? 1 for each of you. You are well informed, yet only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. I see no problem with the statement. What about the syringe? Like, what I'm wondering is, if one pistol is here, where was the other pistol positioned? Because technically, looking at the picture from here, you would think, where would the other pistol be positioned? These items are here. I mean, it could have been just on top, but... So you picked up that pistol and fired it? Indeed I did. Alakazam, alakazing, alakaboom. Is the number of pistols really so important? I mean, it is. Number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor. Very well. Please add this to the testimony. What can I do but obey? What does it have? Only 1 pistol was in the hospital room that night. But it's not true. Because this is 1 and there were 2 bullets. But... So you took the only pistol there and fired it? That's correct. And that pistol was this one, which was left at the crime scene? Good show. I see you too are a magician of sorts. You're an idiot of sorts. See the fun in your eyes as you glare at witness. So how about eating up this trial a bit? These low ballads bore me. Maybe I should ask about something else. Where was the pistol? The bullet in the pistol? Where was the pistol? Atop a small bedside table it was. As if to say, here I am, take me into your hand, pull my trigger, shoot him. The victim clearly wanted to be shot. But why? Perhaps he wanted to go out with a bang. Claudia, this is a murder trial, whatever. We will never hear the truth from his lips, so all we can do is guess. Is the location of the pistol that important? I don't consider it that important, but let's just add it. The murder weapon would be no murder, it's very important. What can I do but obey? Okay, the only thing that really confuses me is the fact that there is no space for 2 pistols here. So there's something weird going on. Why did you do that? I would think calling the police would come first. Then you know nothing of the relationship between a master and his disciple. If your master says die, you die. Do you understand? No. You're going to die? What ta-ta-ta? Certainly not. It was but an example. In any case, I wanted to fulfill my obligation. A final courtesy to a great mentor, perhaps. Or perhaps not. Perhaps I'm totally confused. What about the bullet? In order to shoot a pistol, you need a bullet. Where was the bullet? I entered the room and took the pistol in my hand. The bullet was already loaded, ready to fire at any time. A magician is always prepared, you see. Prepared for? One never knows when a miracle will be called for. A magician always has 7 doves in his pocket and a white rabbit up each sleeve. Clearly, we're dealing with professionals here. This bullet that was loaded into the pistol really so important? I don't think it was. I really don't think it was. The problem is the barrel marks. No, it's not. I don't think it is. Let me ask about something else. What can I do but obey? What ta-ta-ta? How does he do that? Isn't the thing... But it's impossible. It's impossible. Because the pistol that was there has the marks that was found in the victim. No? But it does! And the game doesn't want me to do this. Yeah, again, the problem is it's impossible, because if this is the pistol that he used, this is the pistol that shot the victim. It's a nice looking gun. Very elaborate. You can see how the pistol made to bend here. It's a one-shot only model. Yeah, you open it and you load it. Looks like a pirate gun. So the information I want is one of these. It's either this or the position. No, if the bullet was in, he could not have shot it. It was one bullet. Let alone the bullet, we wouldn't have a murder. It's very important, Your Honor. Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony. What can I do but obey? Okay. The pistol was already loaded. But if the pistol was already loaded, how is it possible that it was used to shoot? This doesn't prove. But the fact is the court doesn't know that there were 2 pistols. No, it's not this. I am on the right track. I just don't know what the game wants from me. If the pistol was already loaded, something doesn't make sense. Why weren't the victim's fingerprints on it? You should know that we of the true Gramarye are capable of many things. One of those being the levitation of iron balls without touching them. There's no magic involved there. The shooter was just methodical, that's all. Simply wiped everything off fingerprints. Can they do much with fingerprints? It's the number. I'm 100% sure that it's the number, but the problem is... Let me reread this. You took the only pistol. No, it's fine. It's this one. A second thought, let's run with this testimony for a while longer. Fires one bullet. But nothing. I just don't get it. Okay, it was this one. I mean, I suppose it was too complicated to arrive there in the way I was thinking, but okay. According to the defendant, Zach Remery, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on the table. 2? One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Valent has told us? You see, there's something about this testimony that doesn't make sense. What might that be? I told you, I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. Huh? But the rifle marks, yeah, this is, yeah, what I tried to prove, but it wasn't the wrong thing. Rifle marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valent. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. Yep. Mr. Valent, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead. Order. Well, this is all rather sudden. What have I done? Prosecutor Gavin? I owe the court an apology. Sorry. Sorry for what? You see, I wasn't aware that 2 of those unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks only proved the type of gun that fired them. It's a bit too convenient. You said you verified the murder weapon. Which is why I'm apologizing to you now. Quite sincerely, I might add. Would you hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth? Yes. Yes, I would. That was just this morning. I'm still young. And I might add it wasn't really my fault. The defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime. We will not be having this pleasant discussion now. Warrant Grammary? Yes, Your Honor? You were present to this court as a decisive witness, but you've proven to be more divisive than decisive. Oh, what is it, Gavin? You'll see in time. Testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? When Mr. Valent entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove, her right, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it. Very well, the witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what. Bang bang! Let's go. Sorry, my headphones are acting weird. Okay. I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m. But it doesn't say here. We have an autopsy report. And the one in the room at the time was my partner, not me. But that's not true. Those times are rather close, you have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use a 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi. It's easy to explain in this situation, Herr Judge. For example, take our debut hit single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue to the song, press the play button, and we'll play for 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. That's a very, very short song. Magic is a word of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus. And in the time of death, determined by the doctor, there is an inconvertible truth. Very well. Prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times. We can accept the cross-examination to require the same level of precision. But I hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus this case with so clearly demands. Point taken. Better remarks will result in a penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright. My only problem with this is the fact that on the autopsy report, which I think, I don't know much, but it should be more accurate. Like, I don't think that the doctor just examined. This is a autopsy report. This is just him saying the doctor told me. So I don't know about that. I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time? Do you usually only get an estimated time of death, true? Not sure I've heard of a verified time of death. Magic revels in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction. So the person has done their arithmetic homework. Point here is the 4 IV. What? Ah, the IV. Okay, venous or something. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene. I suppose if he stopped taking it, it's because he died. I mean, I can understand. Every night until 11, Magnify took an IV drip for 30 minutes. Can see the IV be right there, yes? Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the back to the end. Ah, because it was removed. Oh, the needle's been removed. Double trace, it fell out when it was shot. Does that work? I had to go to the hospital and I got IV when I was operated many years ago. I was small Dahlia. But it's not that easy to remove. I mean, a shot I don't think would remove. I suppose. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips. You could just measure the remaining IV liquid. Precisely. The IV liquid functions for one purpose as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes earlier, after administration began. And so it was. When I volunteered at that room, 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. And this is proof. Well, Mr. Wright? It seemed important. I think it was. Seeing how it is the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I say it's very important. Agreed, it would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. Lemao. Very well, the witness will add this detail to his testimony. Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. The thing is, was he not supposed to take this? So this could be another reason why it was removed, maybe. My head goes to this. Hold it. You noticed the IV yourself by any chance? When first entered the room, the stench of gunpowder assaulted me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then his left arm did I spy a rose, dropping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded ivy needle. Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. That ivy had not been there, why, you may be a suspect. Undoubtedly so. I must say it's thanks to my lucky color. Your lucky color? Indeed, even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. Yellow? For it always without fail brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valant won their first Magician Grand Prix? Yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians. I was adorned in this attire then too, and our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day it was! So he has like yellow and Zack as pink. My lucky color, yes indeed, and that IV too. I say I think that was hued especially for me, Valant. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony? I mean, it's not yellow, it's green. Am I crazy? It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valant, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you've lost me. Your Honor, the witness testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Basic accusation would be duty penalized. I do hope this last accusation is well based. Very well, let's hear the defense claim. What is your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valant has told us? Well, in the picture, it shows crime scene tells all, Your Honor. The photo of the crime scene? All this talk of colors, me yearning for black and white. Clear-cut simplicity. But you're not wearing black and white, you're wearing like purple. Whatever. Tell us, Sir Wright, just what is the contradiction in this photo? My pleasure. And I assure you it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. So as you see, it is not yellow, it is green. Valant Gramarii, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright? Yes, there is. Decidedly wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. What's this? Confusion, doubt. Tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy? Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valant. Look at that ivy bag. Ah! What is this? What foul magic? It would be hard to call the ivy liquid yellow. And I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. Ah, a la cats. A la cano! What the freak? The bunnies. Order. What does this mean? What do you want, Gavin? Shut up. This is some kind of mistake. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Your witness mistake. My god. The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose they're no substitute for experience. Valant Gramarii, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the ivy is clearly not. Well, this contradiction can mean only one thing. Stop punching the courtroom. Has he done this for 7 years? It is a miracle that this courtroom doesn't have a hole there. Also, Von Karma headbutting it. And think you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness testimony does contradict the evidence. Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright. How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree, at a glance, the vile liquid does appear a sort of greenish yellow. But I assure you, the liquid itself is quite yellow. But it's not. As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green. What color is the IV bag itself? Ah, it's blue. So because it is blue, it changes the color. Yeah. The bag? Even the plastic bag on the hook? It looks like I want to say light blue. Precisely. Figure it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and it will still be yellow. It doesn't work like that. I've been to the hospital. I had IV administration to me. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. I see. Your explanation does prove does have the ring of truth to it. But that's not how it works. As I thought, there's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale. Oh, because Phoenix has been in hospital as well. But you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is. Grave? The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. Of course, because, you know, who cares if the liquid is green, is yellow? You would only see it as it looks in the picture. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow? Alakazong! Order! It's so cool to see, like, we didn't even say, how to say, there is a lot of things. I noticed this. I noticed that in this case, Phoenix speaks, you don't have to make a choice. Phoenix just does it for you. And it's so cool because it shows like his experience and like how much has he learned over the years. Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. Witness clearly knew the color of the IV liquid. So I'm sure it means something, but what? I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, Valen Grammarie, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because... let me think. The most likely it should be this one. Did it look yellow? Probably saw it before. From the facts before us, the answer is clear. Witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before. But not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag. Suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what all this means. Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at the hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. I'm afraid I find nothing. So what if they knew the IV liquid's color? Lived getting excited or absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, yeah? The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin. I remember it well. However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag. Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. I'm right. As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sand through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in. Let me get this straight, alright? You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Not with water, but with IV liquid. Ah, yeah, because it would create an alibi for himself. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow. Now wait, I said wait! How might an amateur such as myself decide to perform such a task? I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup. My god! So tense! I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag, quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat? Here's a point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring heavy liquid into that bag. You need to be an expert to see the look on the witness' face. He had the liquid of that IV to throw over the time of death. I tire of these fairy tales lacking evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to earth? Valandra Marie, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in that bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was... this one? Could it be the syringe? Is the only thing that I can think of. The victim's syringe? It's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick. And easy enough for an amateur to use. Stop punching! What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it. Yeah, because it was used. And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The victim of the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valandra Marie, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock, one that you could manipulate at will. Alakazam! Yeah, what are you gonna do now? I do believe, well, with this being this first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear from Prosecutor Gavin. Oh, Gavin. I'm afraid that what there is a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in the bag, time of death cannot be proven. And that brings our trial to a close for today. Maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. Can do a little much needed investigation work. I see there are no objections. Court is Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise. Underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. In a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. What's he talking about? You say the witness used the syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid. But there is no proof. I mean, there is no proof of the opposite. But like, what's the point? There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yeah. Yes, quite true. Is admitting it? Nor was this witness quite as decisive as it hoped. This admit, after all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much? You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. What's this? This is the victim, Magnify Grammary Diary. Oh, this is where it comes into place. The page. Diary? After going to the hospital, Magnify began writing his memories, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and of meeting new disciples. Seems intended for the last chapter to end, quite appropriately, with his death. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently the victim wrote in his journal that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? Tonight IV is in. Maybe the last. I'll leave the rest to them. The first should come soon. The journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. This depends on his hand. All that is left to mine is to lay down this pen. I mean, it doesn't say much. It does appear to have been written just before the death. It doesn't say anything. The scholars add this into evidence. I don't think it says much. Read the very last part with particular care. Journal may end here, or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, It refers to our defendant, Zachary Marie. That would make sense, yes. It was the first scheduled visitor, after all. But look at what he said before that. To my end before it may go on. It may go on. Magnify Grand Marie intend to write again. That is, if Zachary Marie didn't pull the trigger. I mean, I understand that. So your defense understands the meaning of this. This really, can I say, this feels very well written. I like the way Gavin is presenting this. It really shows like a character, thoughts, emotion. I don't know how to say this. I enjoy this. Even if Gavin is not like the best character ever, especially when it comes to prosecutors, but he is interesting enough. He will never reach Von Karma, of course, but because Von Karma is just the best. I'm sorry. The victim diary does not go on, it ends. Because Magnify Life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zachary Marie. Oh, and this is where it will come up, the fact that we actually have a page, and that page will not be real though. So we will probably save. Yeah, this is the page. Since fate clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. For those who have supported me in my life work, I give thanks. So this is the the fake page made by what's her name? I don't remember the girl's name. Or maybe it is, or maybe it's not, or maybe who freaking knows? Prosecutor Gavin, are you certain that Magnify Grand Marie wrote this? There is no mistaking his handwriting. Can we do some time paradox where we don't present this and we win the case somewhere else in some other way? I don't think we can. According to this, Magnify did intend to continue the diary. His diary ended here, which plainly did. Then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zachary Marie. How do you like him now, huh, right? Still too green for your tastes? It's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his precious evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, the witness testimony we heard was lacking. But put together with this evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case. Let us after like this, the trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. I have evidence. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence. What? You have some evidence that overturns the diary? It's not too late to retain this and avoid more embarrassment. Very well, please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright. Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown to the court. Now that I've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary. Alright, I'd be happy to have this evidence proving that the diary didn't end with pages. But this is just, it just comes from whatever. We know. First, take a close look at this diary. Note that the page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I don't notice that at all. Well, we're still here talking about this. Okay, so my idea, someone faked this. And maybe it was Valant, because Valant is actually the killer because of some reason that we don't know yet. That's not important now. We will probably know in the future. And that's gonna... I know everything. I know. Do you know the thing Phoenix gave Apollo in the future? That's the ripped page, the true one, the real ripped page. This is a fake made by that girl. But he actually had another one, and it's one that is in the package. It has to be like that, 100%, and it's gonna be something like, I don't know, something important. And it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Alaka, I don't believe it. Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnify Grand Marie as a defense position. Wait, Let me see that. What, in some hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim diary. Not the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page in Magnified Diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney? Diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zack Grammarly left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valan Grammarly. No. No! Oh, my bunnies. My doves. There aren't too much as that on the other pages. We now know, my god, this is without a doubt a genuine article. If this is not decisive evidence, it just is order. But wait, that's impossible. That old man couldn't have written that. What is it, Gavin? Finally. You just couldn't resist. Could you, Herr Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Herr Judge? Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses. I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my named witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor. Well, if you put it that way. Mr. Wright, what's your take on this? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway. So it might as well be sooner. Then, though this is highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witnesses may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprise witness to the courtroom. Is this the woman? I had a bad feeling just then. The ripped out page was too obvious. You must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Oh! Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin. I beg the court understanding. But I had to make a judicial deal with the witness to secure his testimony. I see. A judicial deal? The details of this testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it's best to contain the information to this room. Very well. And you are the witness, I gather? Ah, yes. Yes, sir. State your name and occupation for the record. My name is Drew Misham. I'm a painter. A painter? And you're someone related to this case? No, well, not per se. I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is? Oh, yeah. I know it well. How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhat before? Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it. You... what? You made it? Yes. You might call it one of my works. Prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zack Grammarly. Illegal evidence? Initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large. Drew Misham was another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproduction of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. But it's not him, it's his daughter. Forgeries? Well, so we are to understand that this page here is a fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney. Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence. The attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix Wright. Witness? Mr. Misham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That I don't know. What? Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want. I receive my payment. That's the extent of my contract with them. But there's no proof that this is a fake. It's a fake. Ah. To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine. Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court. My court. Was careless of me. That's all I can say. Oh, yeah, she gave it to us. Trucy is the mastermind. It was all a trap, a fatal trap. Mr. Wright? Yes. Do you have an explanation for yourself? If I did, would the court hear it? Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime, and presenting it in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney. Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on false evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one. Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting false evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Your Honor? Under close call, I dare say. The prosecutor's office hadn't received that tip. Everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. I see no note for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed. Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright. I've seen and studied many people, but none like you. I remember you, Mr. Wright. The only player got him to declare a verdict in this way? Trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must... Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Zuck. There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible. I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you. Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when your defendant does not exist? Doesn't exist? What are you talking about? I am talking about this. What? Mr. Enigma! Defendant escaped, found him. Barif, close Alexis from the building. What the freak? Must not be allowed to escape. Oh, so he disappeared. What the freak? What circus is this? That day in the courtroom, a miracle occurred. Defendant Shadi Neymar, Akazagra Marie, did not just escape from court. Literally unbelievably vanished. Right before the Barif's eyes. No one ever saw him again, not since that day. This is the Grand Marie miracle. That is very interesting. Nobody was well cleared. What the freak? After all, the defendant didn't exist. Oh my god. That's how it happened. Terror magician Zach Namarie vanished, along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however, but not until 7 years later. Now we know what happened. Pam pam pam. So this is what happened to Phoenix 7 years ago. I mean, you could say he didn't know, but he did use evidence that appeared out of nowhere. And do you think the jury and the judge would say, oh sure, yeah, feel free. Clearly, this random person that appeared and gave you evidence is very reliable. The trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. Mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. You'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnified Gramarye's disciplines pulled the trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zane Gramarye go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? What a mess. What? The past left us those keys to unlocking the truth. What? But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all of the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. First, you must chase the truth through 10 and now. Think of it as a game. What? What? Phoenix? I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. The tenable trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. And one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet... What are you talking about? Are you talking with me, Phoenix? So too, do I have my own weapon of sorts. La Magatama! You know, Phoenix, you have your power. Oh my god. Sorry, I got excited. What does it do, you ask? And I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use a Q&A to jump between the past and present. Let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. What the frick is this? So this is the present, but we don't have anything for the present. What the frick is this? So detention center. Nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what had happened just begun. Wanted to wake up, to walk away, but I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. Besides, I had plenty of time, thanks to the Bad Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. 7 years ago, detention center. What strange sight that mine eyes behold! Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. It seems fickle fate has which side, so to speak. Forger of fakes walk freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. Being no proof that I forged anything. No proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet those chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? The piano in a cold little hole in the wall. But since you're here, well, what shall we discuss? Shooting on Magnified Gramarye. Who pulled the trigger? Valiant as his partner. His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. Oh, Phoenix, my god. A greenhorn defense attorney happened to meet. I call him Apollo. 15. It is 7 years ago. Christoph Gavin. Incarcerated in the Central Penitentiary for the murder of Shadi Smith. This is information from both the past and the future. Trucy's father. Yeah, this is the age they have at the moment. Maybe, I'm not sure. Two demo stage was sight to see. Poison Drew Studio. Oh, the information is a lot. What's going on, by the way? This game has been very weird. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. He made my tolerance bait disappear and I never even touched it. Oh no! We don't have the badge anymore! Rally's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zekramari Kid Magnify. It's as good as a signed confession. What-ta-ta-ta. I mean, it's very suspicious, but I don't think that's it. Maybe you both shot him. Murder on the Oriental Express? I don't remember the name in English. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there would be a Valant. And also, yes, now that my partner has disappeared, Magnify repertoire is mine. Valant Grammar has a tradition to uphold. Seeing this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can pay for that kind of publicity. What-ta-ta-ta. What about the blackmail? Can we get to know some of these? Suspicion of yours lifted entirely, Valant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnify instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zekramari followed then. Let us not speak of any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnify had up his sleeve. How could he curse you and your partner to kill him? Did he trick up his sleeve? Ha 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 ha! Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secret. Oh! Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. So this is like a sequel to the trilogy, even if it doesn't have the characters, of course. The audience must remain forever in the audience, but in the reflected glow of the spotlight. My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. You can show me the locks on people's hearts, and if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all, and the Magatama ends it. Ah. The trick up his sleeve. Flame at the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. Does someone to take a life even one not long for this world, That's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. But his wish, his life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troop lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And flashes often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make these as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Could this be the gun? It's a real butter. A real bullet. Why? That's one of ours. Specifically designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We're magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valant. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zack and Valant quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot 'em cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course, what other reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a like on stage? The formula of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? A life was sacrificed that the show might go on. I don't have proof. I don't have proof. Sorry. I suppose we can leave. End the inquiry. But how can we have information from the future? What the freak? How does this work? Yeah, we can keep information from other parts. What? I mean, because this is not real. This is just a reconstruction. Or is it? I have no idea. I didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day. It's very silly. When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge, but now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir! Oh my god! You? What are you doing here? Meekins! Down on the hands, floor in your head, now! What's the big idea? My ears? No, authorized personnel aren't allowed in here. But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Zoink! I just say it like it is, sir, and usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, even my wallet. He is Italian, I decided that. We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago? Oh yeah, it was, because I keep thinking, it was 9, yeah. No recollection of that, sir. Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present, progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is no only now, sir. Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir. Kurt Bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir. You're not in the police force anymore. Asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to both people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. Let's go there. So you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing. What is this? All the characters come back. What is this? I'm dying. Over here. Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct. Lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Guess I wasn't the only victim. Oh my god, Meekins. What the freak? Oh, Meekins is back. I can't believe it. Last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sirai, I wish I didn't have to tell you this. But last year, I tried to be stuck rising star at the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me. Oh, Meekins, why? What happened with Gant? Gant was protecting you. It takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So there I am, sir. First to start from square one, a lowly bailiff. But your uniform. I took it with me as a souvenir the day he was fired. Yeah, that's not something you can do. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I'm dying. Over here. A sun rises among the cold valleys full of hope. Then tragedy strikes. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Sakura Maria's disappearance? Oh, the humanity! That's enough for that. So what about the disappearance? Oh yes, I say it was around 2 p.m. when I heard a commotion in court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open, slam, and some guy's face is right there in front of me, face. So you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I, being a bally for little standing, I gave chase. I chased the silk cat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the court building here. Okay. There's curtain number 7, that's where I was, sir. That's very nice, by the way, knowing how the curtain works, the courtroom works, because I have no idea. All by myself, not your friend to call my own. And which way did Sakura Maria run after bursting through the courtroom door? It went up like this and around the corner like that. With no delay. Ran after him with no delay. I turned the corner. I saw the magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself bodily into the room. Well, I remember it like it was right here. Because it was lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room? I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I don't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even a smoke. It was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word! How many times have I said that word? With the sound of it causes me indestructible pain. I'm dying. I'm dying over here. Okay, I won't say it again, promise. But you have to admit it's difficult to vanish into thin air. You search the lobby? I searched. Why the pause? There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here. Nothing. How can you talk so loud and still be hiding something? Are you sure? So Zack was in this room when he vanished. Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. A red silk cat, the flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room. Silk cat cape. That's Zack, right? Felix, don't get the trauma from the worst case in the series, please. But sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. There was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir. What about now? Have any ideas? Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir? If you don't mind me asking. But quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? You have any idea what trick he might be of used to disappear like that? Oh my god, what? Cyclops, I should have known. The disappearing trick. Okay, Mr. Meekins, what do you know? Spit it out. Hey! Whoa. What's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Sakura Maria vanished from this room. How did he do it? How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say yes, sir. Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, I see at the time, sir, I was here and then... Listen, it was impossible. What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? What did you just say? Nyerk! Sir, did I just say something, sir? Are you skimming through that megaphone of yours? Was someone else in the whole room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking. It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zack accomplice was. I know who was here in the room that day. It was Trossi. Sir! Never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Ah, sir! Sir, that day, she was here, in the room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Just one thing, but it was not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot tall magician. Zack isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Sakura Maria. But he saw something, and therein lies the trick. Think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins? Tell me, does this trick look familiar? It should be... I know what it is, but I don't have it at the moment. We don't have it. It has to be, you know, the... what do you call it? Mr. Thing. This plant has seen me grow from a rookie to an ace to a spin. I hate you, plant. What is this? I actually took a nap on the couch once when I was still practicing law. Was that a mistake? I never sit on the lobby sofas now. I never let my clients sit on them either. It's bad luck. What about this painting? Must have seen that painting 1,000 times, but I never really looked at it until now. As my head was too stuck in the trials. I had time to stop and appreciate art. I have time now. Actually, it's pretty lame. I mean, it's just a painting. I guess this door was officially a prop in the Camarilla show. Pass through that lobby door and vanish, but where? I hate magicians, but Trucy, you know anything about this? This is an honor. I've offered my opinions on plenty of things, even things I knew nothing about. No one has ever asked for my opinion before. I don't think it's gonna have anything at all. Okay, let's stop with these. Let's go here. Brighton Call Law offices. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. She cute. 2 weeks have passed since then. I called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. You need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. My God. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. Good luck with some places you might like to stay at. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh? Really? So if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? I guess so. Getting weirder. Mr. Attorney, you need to drink more. So cute, my God. Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Oh no! No! You can call me Daddy if you like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. Okay, say Daddy. That was quick. Phoenix, no Nick for you. I guess Maya is busy. If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches in my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy. And this office, it's a little black. A little color goes a long way, you know. And Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this. How old are you? Oh, I'm 8. She's gonna be fine, Phoenix. She's a prodigy. Don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy. Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? Because she's the best, Phoenix. Trucy is 8. So he had her when he was 32. It's a very standard. Yeah, Isa was a bit younger than him. So Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right? You could at least kind of look inside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that. Actually, that's pretty accurate. So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way. That won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law if you were to ask some people. Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency. Agency, I don't know. You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? You got me, don't you? I'm a professional. A professional? Like, she's like 3 years older than Pearl. I suppose Pearl is getting older. Will we ever see a grown-up Pearl? Would be very cool. Yup. After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zach Cremery. Is your father? Oh. And now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright too. That's not how it works, but sure. What about your father? Could you tell me a bit more about your father? Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy. Which Daddy was that again? Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of True Gamery. And they're big. So he was the best one. They were on television a lot. I haven't seen them on much recently. Big magic happens when you put Zack and Val and Grammary together, you know? Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage. And this giant throat swam up the giant waterfall. I guess it was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top. I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic. Shouldn't have brought it up so soon. I wonder what will happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone. So the mother is important. Is the mother the one that got shot? Probably. What about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Rosie's mother. But I have my magic and a great daddy, even if he's unemployed. No, I think things are gonna be okay. When she talk about her mother. So Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like the thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs. They say that? I always thought it was funny though. What was? Aren't baby frogs called the tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid! Right, so in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy. That's right. Well, wanna see a trick? Want to do a magic trick? Actually, I would like to see your trick. Future of the agency depends on it after all. That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes. Ta-da! Oh, she can do this already. Oh my god. Look, she's moving something under her cape. Hey folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say it's good to be seen. Yeah! Oh, Trucy, you're the best. Whoa, that was startling. The amazing Mr. Hat, isn't he great? Your friendly neighborhood, Mr. Hat, at your service. He certainly makes an impression. Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy. Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Get it? Heady. My friendly neighborhood, Mr. Hat, will give me a heart attack. Okay, but the thing I'm very confused about is he now learns of this, but then he goes back in time to find it. We shouldn't ask too many things. Starting with realistic. Yeah, this is what the making saw. What about the mommy? Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay? Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage. On stage? You mean with your daddy? Yep. She was always there with Zack and Valance, smiling. But then, she went away. It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back. So she was shot, probably. They had an accident, and they shot her. I cried then, a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Oh, here. This is your mother. Her name Thalassa. Thalassa Gramarye. I didn't know her mom had gone missing. Now her daddy vanished too, right before her eyes. Hey daddy, you won't? Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise. Right, you can't even do magic, you're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have a backup plan. I guess when I write as it is a backup plan. Contains a photo of Trucy's mother. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much at all once like that. It's okay, after all we're family. Let's hope you're ready. The Right Talent Agency opens tomorrow. But we are representing anyone? Me and you. That makes 2, Daddy. Think you need more than that to make an agency? Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm not talent. I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way, you mean you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? That will not do. A boy should always have a trick or 2 in his pocket. I'll think of something. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. Welcome to the team, Daddy O. The team. Thank you, Trucy. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. So Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. My God, yeah. Lost a job, had to take care of the children who had lost their parents. But she was very talented at least. Trucy happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light. So cute. It's a very nice story. Story is very interesting and it's very different than other Fire Emblems. Fire Emblems? Than other Ace Attorney. What about the studio? This is how the studio looked back then. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. That's him. I decided on sooner. The mission, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. Well, you stood still. Your eyes caught me watching. Admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix right, was it? I'll answer what I can. Not sure, but feels like I'm being watched intensely. Oh, how old was she here? She was like 11 or something, 12. Ah, this is my daughter, Vera. Say hello. Yeah, she's gone. Shall we begin then? It's so interesting, my god. This is wonderful. I still add it. Very interesting. This is the nail polish, I see. Maybe I'll just silent down here for a closer look. So this is what we've seen. That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Ah, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. The stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. Oh. Oh, and now she dresses like her mother. She uses the blue. Trucy, I mean. Zack and Valand, the Gramarys. So was it Valand? It has to be Valand, the one that organized everything. Valand is the mastermind. Very likely. Very likely. The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Gramarys were at the height of the popularity. Not anymore. And this has poison on it. Very interesting. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV, until the end. The stamp's quite hard to come by here. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. Everything is falling into place. Oh, it gives me the option to examine it again. Interesting. What about the nail polish? a pretty bottle. Ah, don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often. And this is the infamous letter. Ah, don't touch that. That's, it's quite important. So I better behave. Interesting paintings. This is not a good place, by the way. Right now, in the future, 7 years later, this place looks a lot better. Ah, that's one of mine. It's an illustration for a book. It's not on sale yet, of course, but I thought it might be a good business. As a father, I'd like to be able to put food on my daughter's table. Not a feeling I know anything about, at least not yet. Okay, let's talk with you. Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not, sadly. A profitable one. I never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother grew wary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. This is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works are in paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. Never even imagined the possibility. But you take the job! I was well paid. Very well paid. Think he feels worse about it than I do. Past is hard to escape. We know more about this man now. So he always had money problems, of course, because he is like... his dream is to be a painter. But he never took off. And then he saw that his daughter was very, very good at replicating things. So he decided to put her to work. And that's how it works. And that's how he lives. He's still using his daughter, which I don't like that much, but sometimes people are very complex and it's not as easy as you might think to just judge them. So, yeah. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. It's time to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Listen here, mate. Oh, wait, that's not how it works. I need to present your work. Don't try to pretend you forgot. Sure, all I did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. So, did you tell me about this work you did? It wasn't like anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. With all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. So this was not a copy. This was something they were supposed to copy the handwriting. This wasn't a copy. The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. Second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So use the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes. As I said, it was my first job at nature. Who was your client? As I said in court, I don't know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, I see. A psychlock, of course. Seems like you're still hiding something. Okay, so the idea that I have is more about We should go to Meekins first, I think. Because from Meekins we gain information. Because at the moment, let's see what he asks of me with Magatama. It is only 2, so let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Mission? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. When I asked the client's name, there were no Psyche-Locks in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? I made my stand, not backing down now. What's Mission hiding? I mean, the forger we already know is his daughter. Let me reread something. Can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said. What is it then? Tell me what you knew about the client. I couldn't see any Psyche-Locks. Psyche-Locks? Is that some sort of asylum security? Or a new L-style, perhaps? Then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? Not personally. Those were triggered the Psyche-Lock. Again with the Psyche-Locks. Now I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence? Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. But I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Psyche-Locks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. Your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Mission. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say what's written on screen right now. I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? The forger wasn't you. Then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at your studio is... We have Vera. Vera Mission, age 12. Oh, we have Talas as well. Well, we already know. This is not much difficult because this information we already have. It's your daughter. Vera Mission, isn't it? Ridiculous. My daughter only 12 years old, Mr. Right. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking your boots. I got you now. The only 2 people with access to the studio are you and your daughter. The Psyche-Locks tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going Psyche-Lock myself. Was very easy. So, I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her. A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio, and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. I detect a bit of fatherly pride. So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered, and they did not want to talk to me. So they told to your daughter? I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. And the little girl's the key to our mystery client true identity. Okay. What do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more. Or it's time to turn my attention to Vera. Mr. Mission, I have a request. Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy. Extremely so, actually. With only one exception. Which was? Oddly enough, it was a client. I left the studio while they talked. Returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please let me speak with her. Alright. Vera... Is she gonna write in here as well? Oh, this could be tough. Hey Vera, do you know the amazing Mr. Hat? And then there's this. My stamp! Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yes, this stamp. Or can I keep her talking? Great magician Sunday. Isn't Troop Grammary amazing? Ah. Yes. Oh. Especially like those two, Zack and Valant. I mean, they're so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, wow, magic, you know? Me too, me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic. Yeah. Alright, she's talking. She's not saying much, but she's a start. Oh, she's so happy. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammary Museum of Magic. Grammary Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once, when I was little, with Father. The Grammar is on stage. I was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all. Yeah, maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, Zack and Valant maybe? Oh, sure. Better get asking before she changes her mind. He's so cute. Look at that, small. What about you? I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. Well, true, but there are lots of good people too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. So she has trauma. That doesn't make sense. She went to the Grammary Museum. With you, in fact. Yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm. A good luck charm? For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was. Father, I told you to keep that a secret. From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. So you're a forger. I'm just saying that to her, like this. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things. I really like painting, a lot. Father is always very happy when I paint them exactly the same. So you did this too? Oh yes, that was my first job. Your first? All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer. She seems happy. Odd, her work was the last nail in the Grammary coffin. Guess no one told her. Yeah, they're the best in the world. Oh, you mean Troop Grammary? Of course. Father gave it to me. Your father? Sorry, I'm thinking. Are you asking me about it? I didn't know how you got it. I guess I just took it, yeah. Took it? Father got a letter from that person. Letter wasn't from the client? Oh, we talked about the Grammaries forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent a stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it. We're trying to get on her good side. But then they try to kill her. Very curious. Well, they did want her to die. But maybe they want him to die as well. It's very confusing. So you met the person that asked you to do this job? And you talk with them? Was this about a good luck charm you received? I can talk about it. Eh? If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told. But I really have to know. Oh no. Time to do some psych unlocking. I think it's a bit early for this though. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stunt? No, that's not why. They listen to me, to my problem. The problem that keeps her inside all the time? Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm. That your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is your good luck charm? It's not this. She took it. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. We need to go around a tiny bit. I started to think it's the nail polish. Let's go back. We cannot go to the present, right? No, we're missing so many things. Let's go back to the detention center. I have an idea. You are the criminal. You are the mastermind behind everything. Quite sure of it. A 3-cup sleeve. It has to be her. And this is your idea of danger? Oh no, ho sbagliato. I'm sorry. I was supposed to present a gun. It's just a gun. I'm silly. Sorry about that. But that's Zakramari's wife and Trucy's mother. Dallas, I believe, was her name. Ah, Alakazam! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Lassa was at the greatest risk of being shot. This clearly showed just how much danger she was in. Nah, I don't have the information. I'm sorry. I think we need to go to Meekins. Let's go to Meekins. Okay, Meekins. Meekins! Come on! So, this is clearly her. So, the truth was the accomplice, of course. Let's show the amazing Mr. Hart, which should be what he saw. What's that? The girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hart. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So, it wasn't a working dream, was it, sir? Come again? The night on stage I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat really exists. Yeah, as I was thinking. Thank you for healing me. So, what can you tell me about that? I remember it clearly, yet all the details are a little vague. Zagra Marie exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir. Zagra Marie, don't even think you can escape makings. Down on your hands, floor in your head. Hello? Something the matter, mister? No, that is... Sir, I'm currently choosing a suspect, sir. Zagra Marie, do you know him? Oh, I love Zagra Marie. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan. I see, that's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zack came into this room. But no one's been in here except me. But he has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug. But he wasn't. So, Trucy was his accomplice. Imagine my astonishing surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him. Mr. Hat. I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while I thought it had been a long dream. A dream that lasted a week. But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat. Sig. Okay. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door and out came Zack. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2. Along with Mr. Hat. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? While you are standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner, and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she does is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw the cape, Zagra Marie's red cape fluttering like a cape. Astounding, sir! All my days of posing inquiries and making inquiries and chasing inquiries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die, on the scattered remains of a messily eaten chocolate parfait. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you suffered on account of this case. It is an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many, many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone ever apologized to me! Actually, about that girl, I'm sort of her guardian now. Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. Okay? I let the defendant escape, that's a stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to winning the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great detective Gumshoe. It's not Gumshoe, it's Guamshoe. Mr. Meekins, it's a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want. It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free. Right, I'll see you in court next time then, sir. Look forward to it. Didn't give me any more information, though. All eyes were on Zagra Marie that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of mystery being revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It's 7 years before I met him again. Hey. I see. There is something in the present now. The Bosch Club. Present day. Oh, look who it is. I forgot his voice. I'll be taking my leave now. Shall have some work to do back at the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This crazy culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. Yeah. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight. Ahem, do you know who I am? Oh no! I remember everything! Oh my god, how did I not connect this? Because I did not remember how he looked. Oh my god. He got killed. Oh, now it all makes so much sense. Oh my god. That's why I had this very, very, very weird impression that I saw him before. Oh, so they did the thing from the third case, from the third game again. They connected the first case with the fourth one with the, and the second and third are useless. What were the second and third? It was Wacky and it was the third one was the La Miroir. Yeah, they didn't really matter much. My god. So he was killed. Oh my god. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night on the keys. A Stick-a-Two competition. I've heard the Burj Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is? I don't want, I want to forget it exists. And that's your friendly neighbor's newsman. He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano, well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. And ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good, real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Burj Club if you want a real game. The guy never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a city poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. Real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes, but before we go. Yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shuddy Smith. Oh, and I'm Bruchelle, Spark Bruchelle, news reporter. Oh, I'm... No. Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introduction. You still do not know who I am? Have we met? This is incredible. This is incredible. My god, how different will the game be when you're looking from a start? It's like with Dahlia. It's the same. When you know everything. You can't be, but you're... Sacra Marie? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pretty only an audience of one. You. Sacra Marie, this must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life. You there. Da? We will play soon. Ready the room. Da, I will be preparing the hideout for you. Are you really him? The Sacra Marie? Now I'm Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I caused you so much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean. She's fine. I got her working already, hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I've come. And to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker? Serious? I despise losing above all else. And so I've decided that we'll win tonight, no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. I think about the competition, all else is secondary. Perhaps we should take this time to talk, before we play. I know you have much to ask me, and I you. Freaking Phoenix. Phoenix knew everything, but he couldn't tell Apollo. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Wanna show him about his wife? This person in the photo is Trucy's mother. How did you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said their mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? She's gone. What more is there to say? Lots? Ah, I know. You're still here? According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother magnified Gramarye's only daughter. End quote. What? Magnified his daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zack? Rochelle, you say too much. Ah! I didn't need this guy back at all. What? Why am I the bad guy? Why? Zack decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Thalassa Gramarye, she's the most mysterious of the whole lot. What about the amazing Mr. Hat? Competed day 7 years ago too. Ah yes, you must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. Game I played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. Chose your defense attorney by playing poker. Some are hard, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do. Trucy's power? Trucy, she's in a class of her own. For 7 years I played poker here at the Basketball Club. I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. You cheat! She sent me signals. Daddy's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading the reaction is a staple of performance magic. But those of Trucy line possess far greater skill. Her line? Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost. Magnify Gramarye. That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it. So you're saying her power is genetic? Just in the Gramarye blood or something? Blood. I am sorry, but this is not something told lightly to outsiders. It is nothing you need to know this time. She's 15 this year. She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know? I see. When I planned my disappearing out, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day. Because of this. This? A transfer of rights. Wait. This is the real one. You see the signature? This is what in this is what's in the paper or whatever envelope that was given to Apollo. It's Magnify Grammarly signature, isn't it? I have been given rights and secrets to the secret staging and performance of my magic to the recipient named below. And the recipient name is you, Zach Grammarly. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. Recall the diary, yes? As I was thinking, I am correct. This is the page that was torn off. How could I forget? The scrap of paper lost me my torn page. This is the real page that was torn from the book. Money if I give it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. I was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnify Grammarly illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only Spare may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're a disciple. As a rightful heir to his heart, I too wanted a rightful heir. I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I've risked all to come here tonight. Bruchel. Sir! Ha! Here you go! What's this? A letter passing the rights I've inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. I need a public notary besides. I'm an advocate, but I'm a certified notary. You are? By day I wear notary glasses and hunt for news. Also by day I wear reporter glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can see very well. Whatever. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I've come here tonight. Transfer of rights. I finally figured it out. Now I know why you come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said. Precisely. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. If someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they will lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from the day. Not to mention all of their possessions. Exactly. Which is why I am here. I will show you my face in public for the sake of this document, before my 7 years are up. You might say I'm securing my daughter's inheritance. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. In this case, I received the performance rights from Magnify Grammarly. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Before Magnify died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Grammarly, and Valen Grammarly. Not Trucy. I see, so you do need this document. I have known Bruchel since before I vanished. He's a man I trust. I don't know, Zach. I don't know about Bruchel. Now only 3 know of my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background. I found you had no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. Was kind of hoping to say something about the mother. Now everyone else but Trucy's mother is a mystery. Well, the plot may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Final? Why? As you said, I've come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall sleep once more underground. Without seeing your daughter? It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago, we played. 7 years ago, I lost. I already lost to Magnify. I do not care to lose to another. I've heard that you never lose. There's a rumor. For it is impossible to never lose unless one has an ace up on one's sleeve. As magician, it causes me to end of irritation. To think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up? That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record of Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned. Le Mans. Bruxelles, you may leave. Ah, but it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop. I punch and I punch, but still it is not enough. Hey, I just remember a future prayer engagement. To the ladies and gentlemen, when nice meeting you, piano man. Can't believe it. Then let us begin. Dealer. Duh. You will be witness to our competition. So he was, we already know that he was in a range with her to win by cheating. But there was a mistake. That reminds me. Because he noticed the card. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe it was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. Kramaric power was close to understanding it, but needed more, and I knew where to get it. Need to meet that reporter again. And the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. And why? This is not completed, of course. Present day, Central Prison, Solitary Cell 13. Hello, Gavin. Well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin. It is such a cool game. The only thing about Phoenix Wright that can be a bit weird is the fact that the two cases in between the important plot are always kinda useless. The only exception I think can be in the second game and in the first game, of course, because you have Mia and then you have Misty, Faye, not Misty, Faye, Morgan, and of course Pearl. The other ones though are always a bit, how are the other two cases correlated to this? They're not. Because this is the important plot of this game, of course. Everything that happened 7 years ago, and the Gavin brothers, and the Grammary fortune inheritance and such. Nothing changed. I remember this. Feels like a life ago. It was only some weeks ago. You look well, Phoenix, right? You too, Gavin. Look at this guy's room. What is that? That envelope in the book. It's yellow. It's a yellow envelope. It's so nice to pick out other people's mail. My god, his face is so creepy. That I do, though they read it first apparently. Still, I am allowed to pleasure a correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Like sneaking a peek is out of the question. But just knowing that it is a yellow envelope, it's very important for me. So, Mr. Gavin, life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's page of yours. I bet you never expected to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. You know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Grammary, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix, right? What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I'm an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago? Yes, the trial where Zachary pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for the trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion, yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspected me then, as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what to think. This man is so weird. We still know so little about him. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remember something. The night of our game, Zachary mentioned your name, Gavin. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remember your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I have to know. Why did you kill Shoddy Smith? No, the Grammary. I've never seen Cyclops like this. Yeah, they are like a different color. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. Oh, he's doing his nails. You're thinking, what self-respecting man will use nail polish? No, absolutely. I know appearances are a big thing with you. But he doesn't have painted nails, whatever. One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, accept nothing less. Personally, it does look like first rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please have one. It's on me. Okay, this is, I think, what I should show to our friend. Okay, I wanna check some things with him. This. Doesn't seem that interested. You know about the mother? No. Oh. Well, the only thing I can think of is really the nail polish we can present to Vera. That's literally the only thing I can think of. Vera! Vera, do you know about this? Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, Vera. We need information, Vera. Could this be it? This was what I gave you, wasn't it? The same bottles over there on your desk. But it's from the future. How do you know, Phoenix? What the frick is this? I don't understand how this system works. This was given to us by Gavin in the future. 7 years in the future. How does the past Phoenix ask this? This is very weird. I heard once cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Of course it does. Just refrain from commenting anymore on that one. Think I know who gave you that bottle actually. One who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? Was it Gavin? Or was it Grab Valiant? This man is a friend of mine. You know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. I promised. I promised not to tell. It's gonna be fine, Vera. How is this working? It's like does this happen? Okay, I need to be very okay. It's clear. No. I understand. Okay, I understand how this works. No. Phoenix, how does he know? Because that was in the future. I'm so confused. This looks like a plot hole, but maybe I'm just confused. Because he already met Gavin here, but he just probably already met Gavin and he saw the nail polish and then he connect. It's complex. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client. I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident this charm, then? I think they might be the devil. Huh? Or maybe an angel. What do you mean? I saw it, or I think I saw it when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile. Where do you see this devil, then? It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's what I knew. That person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm. It's pretty clear that Crystal gave me another charm. I think that's all. I believe it now. I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zakra Marie. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad. I'll put on my smile next time I come, promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. Okay, we are done with that. I'm so lost. I don't think we have any more information though, because of that. Maybe we can talk with Gavin about Vera. Okay, let's go back in time, I suppose. This is so weird. I have no idea how this works. I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. First time I saw her do it, it blew mine. And after you were done having your mind blown, it took her to play cards with you. Then I used the resources at hand. And I must have no such power. Trucy does. Why is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Thalassa Granmarie? I will not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. I actually don't. I'm stuck. I am stuck. I am so stuck at the moment. Well, let's have a look. Let's go back to the past. Hello. What do you think of these? Could you look at this for me, please? Accept your challenge. Want me to make it flow, disappear, or shall I simply eat it? You know about Thalassa? Well, he probably does, he just doesn't want to tell me. Okay, well, we know what to say to him. Well, the pistol, of course. Then... this show it was Thalassa. Yes. Hey Vakabros, how are you doing today? Having a nice time? How much danger she was in? This doesn't show anything though. I mean, this is my only proof, but I don't really know. Or maybe these. No, because this document is the document made by Zack from Trucy. And I don't think there's something like it's not involved. Same thing, just a different day. You know, sometimes repetitiveness is not a bad thing. We can find comfort in doing the same things quite often, right? Yeah, sometimes just doing the same thing can be calming for someone. For me, for example, I like doing repetitive tasks, let's say. Even if, yeah, there is a lot to say on this topic, but yeah, I don't see it as a negative thing per se. I had a sweet rest and a very weird dream. Yeah, my dream was about like going to a marriage. And I just didn't care about who was getting married. I was just not paying that much attention. And it was like this big church, but not a nightmare today. It was very relaxing and I managed to sleep soundly. So, is that how you say it? Soundly? Like peacefully? It was very calm for me. It was very nice. It's been a while since I had a calm sleep. Lately I've been having a lot of nightmares, so having a very relaxing day was something different. Okay, could this be? True primary performance were very, very popular. So popular they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We're not merely the latest craze, we were an age, a golden age. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa, yes? Ugh. Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. Part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troop was a ward unto itself. If our leader Magnify was inclined, he could hide anything wished from ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have feared a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation from blackmail. Valen got a point. One of the troop members died in an accident and Magnify covered it up. His innocence would come into questions. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close, there has to be something. But how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Valen's relationship with Magnify? I see in your eyes, you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands so completely. With a person. Could it be Trucy? It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack White tied both your hands, and this information proves why Magnify had so much power over you. Was it Trucy? Or was it Vera? No, Vera doesn't have anything to say. Or was it Zack? It's when the imagination runs wild. Yeah. The dreams can be quite weird, right? And my dreams are always very, very weird. I never had very normal dreams. Only, I remember some years ago, I used to have more, like, calmer dreams. Nowadays, they're all very crazy. They're all very weird. They don't make much sense. So, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much that. I have a question. No, it has to be something here. It has to be something in there. It's either Trucy or it's like... I'm so lost. It's the gun, of course. So, could it be that it's literally Trucy? It has to be a person, 100%. But how is Trucy important? I was younger, I dreamed frequently about flying. Yeah, maybe it's like, it depends on the age of your brain and such. If you, you know, if you just knew about how much you want to be free. Because when you're young, you feel like you, I mean, do you? Like you're very limited in what you can do. You have a lot of rules. You have to follow your parents strictly. So maybe. Could it be really just Trucy? Yeah, I know, when I was a bit younger, it was mostly about doing stuff I wasn't allowed to do, like driving. I remember dreaming about driving so often. So often dreaming about driving and ending up somewhere in the world lost. It was the most common dream I had, I remember correctly. Just driving and being scared because I didn't know how to drive, yeah. Outlast's deck will affect Zack and Valent's relationship with Magnify. Magnifi. Can you drive? Yes, I have a driving license. It's been, I got it as soon as I could, which in Italy is when you turn 18. So it's been some years since I had it, but I haven't, last time I drove a car was before I moved to this other country where I live now. I never drove here. Yeah. So technically I'm like almost 2 years out of experience. I wouldn't drive now. I would need to do a lot more practice. I think I still remember how to use a car. Yeah, you know, driving, you know, they say this in Italy, like driving is like learning how to use the bike. You don't forget how to do it, because once you sit in the car, you just remember and it's just automatic. Your body knows how to do it. So maybe if even now, like if tomorrow I were to go out and sit in a car, maybe I would just remember how a car works. But I'm not so sure about it. It's been so long. I mean, I used to do it, you know, I used to go to work when I used to work at the time, every day. So it was very, very natural. So maybe it would be a lot easier. Do you miss it? Not really. I didn't really care much about driving. Driving was just very necessary in Italy because of how Italy works. Italy has a lot of small cities, but when you need to go somewhere, it's very good to have a car because public transportation is not very efficient, sadly. And yeah, it's just very, very, very convenient to use a car. Where I live now, which is an Arctic country, public transportation is so good that you don't really need a car. You find a job, you always have like a job in the city and you can just get there. Or you can even use a bike. But in Italy it doesn't work like that. It can be further away and it's very much necessary to learn how to drive. I believe. If you don't live in a big city. I didn't used to live in a big city, so... Yep. But even if you live in a big city, it's not great. It's still not great. Because again, public transportation... not great. I have no idea what to use this. I believe it is Trucy. Maybe it's not Trucy. Who was Thalassa? I mean, Thalassa was the mother of Trucy, but I don't understand how that helps me. That sort of information helps me. Because she was just the daughter? It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zack Grammary's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnify Grammary's only daughter. Yeah. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnify power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! I understand. Yeah, so since she was the daughter and they shot her, something went wrong, and so now he could like make them do whatever he wanted because I know the truth. There's no proof, none at all. But Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. As was A complex family. You mean through Grandmarie? The master of Magnified Grandmarie is only daughter and his 2 disciples. It does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was. An accident. Zack and Valen toured the force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight toward that beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but air. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And a tragedy. But as for those bullets Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft, okay, like no longer removed, lost his wife, of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnify his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why didn't Magnified Grandmarie try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for true Grandmarie. A passing on the torch from Magnified to Zack and Valant. We all sacrificed that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was distinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnified wishes. Magnified forced us... Sorry, I need to drink. Drink very little today. Magnify forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above her head, yeah, that's really not a good thing. I have to say, this is what I was thinking at the beginning of this case. Magnify was not a good person. Like, he saw the opportunity to do this sort of blackmail thing over them, and he just kept doing it. Even while it was about to die. I don't like that. Things were dark behind the scenes in True Grandmarie, that's for sure. Was Trucy known? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnified's lair, I should think. True. Ha. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Do you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I've forgotten. In the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. So it was him. Is Zack guilty? I let him not. I see. His name, I do not recall, but his scent a cloying around mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does not good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. What is the truth? Is Zack really guilty? It kinda looks like it is. I don't think Valant is lying. That's the thing. But they're all hiding something. There is no... once again, the theme of this game is always the same. The people are not really not guilty. There is always a tiny bit of guiltness, if you can say that. They are guilty. They are guilty. A tiny bit of something. No one is free of guilt. I sense this theme of this game, because in every case this has been the case. There is always something amiss. La Miroir. Even, of course, we had the kid from the second case. The kid, so yeah, young son of the family. He wanted to kill. There is a theme going on here. And there's also the theme of living like to the younger generation. I saw that. I keep seeing it. And Toby, and yeah, it's a constant theme. They are guilty. Maybe not of killing, but they're still guilty. And I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Lucy from the darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. But I got a pretty good idea who it is now. The smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. Last floss thin thread connecting Zachary Marie to this world. Sooner or later, I have to track him down. So dark. My God. We are done with the past. We are done with the past. Oh, we have a lot. Current day. Eh? What do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. A journalist meet at a turning bar and quote. Can I ask you what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughters. Oh yes, I know. Oh, I will know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he'd track down case just a little quicker. End quote. I did not miss you. I hope you explode. Sincerely. End quote. Were you on the trail of the case the whole time? Zachary Marie was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the ball club. What a character, what a man. If a little, no. A lot, no. Extremely rough around the edges. You think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not the other way around. End quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. I wish you stopped. And what's tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter? Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what really did them in though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. I interviewed him. I found out something about Mr. Mission I didn't know. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day, for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingly sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. There is something like keeping an eye on this entire situation. Because you felt guilty? Or would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? Wonder what it all means. Paranoia. Drew Mission felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure he wasn't just nervous? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zachary Marie got dropped out of 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanished from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? Maybe Zack was really guilty. Zack was guilty, and then he tried to make his death appear like an incident for some revenge. Oh, my God, it's hard. Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too. Me? I met Zack through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnify Grandmarie? No, before that, it's not widely known. You mean the accident during the quick draw shoot practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. It was only 7 years ago, not that much time ago. I wanted it all. Money, fame, woman, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Val and Grandmarie did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnified Grandmarie at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? And Thalassa disappeared quite suddenly at that. And Magnified wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy. End quote. Set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zach Grandmarie. Something strange was in the air over the true Grandmarie in those days. The whole scream momentum of controlling disciple scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me, off the record? Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept trying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times. Should have done that more. But over time he came to see me as his confidant. Interesting. He's been waiting this whole time? 7 years, eh? Waiting for his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnified Miracle. Of course it was all a dream. Because of this, the performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, it was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valant? So Valant waited until Zach died, legally at least. Time for it comes, and Valant like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Colosseum. Very true, very, very true. The document sees the legal light of day. It's going to put a bit of damper on the big show. It's a sorry one, that Val and Grandmarie lost out to his partner at work, and in love too. So there was romantic feelings involved. It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. What has the 3 sides and all of them pointing? A love triangle. Yeah. So there was even this. That's pretty classic. When you're not performing troupe, that's your reward. It's like family. One with an entire high school worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. Yeah. I see that. Which is what happened in the circus as well, if you remember. In the middle of all this, Thalassa's Trucy. And then she dies. Can you tell me more about Thalassa herself? Is a Bruchel? Do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach, after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. But still, never forget his wife. Thalassa Grandmarie. Magnified Grandmarie, only daughter. Think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? I don't think this guy will have Cyclops. It seems too simple for that. So, Thalassa married Zach and Trucy, see? Was her second marriage to... Second marriage. She was divorced? Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently he died during some gig. Suspicious. Tragic, really? They had only been married 1 year? I didn't know. But she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. Yeah, look at her. She was very cute. The bracelets! The one that Apollo has. I know Trucy since she was a little teen too. She got a better deal, really. She's got you for family after all. What do you mean? That's amazing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah yes, this one she had with her previous husband? Her previous husband. How many twists are we having in the span of 10 minutes? This man is like, knows all. Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Thalassa had another child. You think I could borrow this photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know. Who? I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. People eventually get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? Was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just got upset that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. I have to tell what I find to those who comes next. Next, you see? I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnify. I'm just wondering what Magnify would think of all this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it on Trucy? She's got this power. You know I can't lie to Trucy. What the same with Magnify. And with his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some grammary gene? Magnify told me once, back when Zack married Thalassa. He said Zack had good eyes. Or not. Are you brothers? Is Apollo the first son of Thalassa? I call him Apollo. Is Trucy's sister? Oh. How old was Thalassa when she died? 40. She had Trucy when she was... she died at 40, right? And when she died, Trucy was 8. Kinda, more or less. 8 years ago, he was 15. Which means... it could be... is Apollo Thalassa's son? Is it possible? Maybe I'm losing my mind, but... Who knows what the Gramarye secret was? Maybe nobody, now that Zack's gone. Zack Gramarye. Plot had finally begun to reveal itself. The product from a warp in the Gramarye fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Gramarye's power. Power is passed from Magnified Gramarye to Thalassa to the next generation. We once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Maybe I'm crazy with Apollo, but the bracelets. The bracelets are the same ones. They're in this picture, right? Yep, very, very easy to identify. Hey, Valant! Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valant. 70 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I have nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I need to hear it from you. It's very interesting to see him again after all this time. I have worked a different role those past 7 years. Because he couldn't perform Magnified repertoire? Do not be deceived. Valant's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who showed me on my way, load me on my way. Zach Marie. His other well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach Marie murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as if it were only yesterday. Yes, yet that was not the way of it in the end. For a while it was vanished, the suspicion upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those TV magpies of a press said. Had no idea. Yet the very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as it were a vaudevillian distraction. Vaudevillian. I already heard this word, but I don't remember what it means. Here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? But I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened. Magnified Death is still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here to get the answer from you. Hey! The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. The same words. Okay. Pam 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 pam. Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years I've endured. Finally, the curtain lifted on my new golden age. All the miracles of a truth within my grasp. Think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valand, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. I think it's this. And what that might be. I see it bears the Gramarye seal. I should have brought it to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to magnify miracles. But isn't this in possession of Apollo? Whatever. I won't. What? Zach Gramarye? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter? Trucy and Igmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous. Zach's gone. Vanished into the void. This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Oh! Wow! You have only one bunny now. Why? Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in trial to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnify. Yes, it was Zach. I was. And then he left. And my career as a magician fell into darkness. You think there might be some way out of it? Say if you could prove Zach Gramarye shot Magnify? Was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. It might not be too late, Mr. Valand. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnify Gramarye? I wish I knew. I don't have the evidence, I think. Let's go see him again and see if we can do anything. Hey, this is your wife. Don't care about that. Well, let's see if we can do something about this. I have to know more about this power. Let me reread this. Because she is the daughter of... the stamp? Nah, it might not be this. 3 of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the frame. One that not many know. Thalassa lost her wife during a rehearsal. To you and Valen Grammary's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? I'm sure Valen would say the same thing. Why? It's just like another murder I might mention. Really? What are you referencing here, Phoenix? Is he the I don't, nothing comes to mind, but we will see. Damn you. Her eyes, I love Thalassa's eyes. The thing they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead, and Magnified Gramarye has joined her. The only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack? I do not know. I need any power to see through that one, buddy. There's someone else, someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Thalassa's power. Ha! How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who. It is Apollo. It's Apollo. Apollo has the power. This boy? His name is, I forget. Something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend law offices. So, what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy, I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. Let's open to have evidence showing this missing link. It's the bracelet. So Apollo is the freaking son of Thalassa and Trucy's stepbrother. Oh my god. That's why they have such good sibling energy. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died in a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined the Gramarye as a guest in her show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't have noticed what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They're a Gramarye family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to this boy. Her son. See? 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 So his name is not really Apollo Justice. It's something Gramarye. My god. My god, the twist. The twist. The strange power. I myself do not know for where it comes. Yet the fact is that it's passed down the Gramarye line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalassa once. It is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? She were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly. Then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension, without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Wait, are they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. This is so interesting. This is such an interesting idea for a sequel to Ace Attorney. And it brings back the supernatural part of Ace Attorney. Because I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. What kind of power could a bracelet have? I've made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. So they are brother and sister. I don't need you to tell me at this point. But these two are brothers and sisters, yes. And the brother too has this power of theirs. Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. This is before the first case. I cannot believe it. Mr. Wright. Tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I will not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. My God! I'm in your debt, once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Yeah, think at the start of the game. I think at now. My God. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. They're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. It is how they can shrink to the exact size of the wearer wrist. Ah, this is the one ring. Literally the one ring. Lemon. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Gramarye power reacts to tension in others. When a Gramarye senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates to minute contractions of the muscles. So minute they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. The bracelets on, one can sense those contractions. Because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. It's very smart. When the person they're watching gets tense, bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. That alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I mean, we know because we are in control of Apollo, so we know how that works. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it. Basically, what you're saying is, the Gramaryes can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing. It is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Because it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. What if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. Oh wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. You are talking about poker, yes? Timing when to focus is so elementally she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of Teens Gramarye. Thank you, Mr. Zack. This boy's bracelet is a real thing, and he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Shall we play a game? I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? The night my mentor, Magnified Gramarye, passed from this world to the next. Oh, Mima! Two pistols, two letters. Was Magnified's test. A test? In his last year, Magnified Gramarye worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night I could not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my heart to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack. Though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah, I thought you might say that. It sounds very grumpy to me. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valent his chance. If I shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valand were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Yet his ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. And I am sorry. I have done much that was wrong in my day. You did work them to the bone, which is not great for you. Seemed to me that Magnify wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Balance. Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valant up to these days? Waiting for you to die? If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. And now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know? What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for our mentor's death on him? Try London when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valant helped you pull it off. But that's madness! Well, seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it how that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night Sacramari was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. We left one thing behind before he parted. His confession, to use as I saw fit. But it's not true. He didn't do it. 7 years passed, Isaac Grammarie murdered my mentor, Magnify Grammarie. I apologize for the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court, and I confess to my crime. This is what he gave to Apollo then. It killed no one. It was his way of tearing up loose ends with his old partner. But did Valant kill then? But Valant did not kill. Or did he? Maybe he did, he just doesn't want to say it. I think Valant did not kill him. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zachary, one more thing before passing on. This is a confession, in which he admits to the killing of Magnify Grammarie. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have brought upon myself. Zack wrote this right in front of me. After explaining your situation to him. Alakazung! What is the truth then? You shot him, probably. You don't know that this confession is nothing but lies? Yes, it's my opinion that Zachary killed no one. Then you must be thinking the truth, the simple matter of elimination. Two received instruction to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me, his partner. A stirring tale is true. You shoot Magnify Grammarie in the forehead? If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor magnify repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. So it was you. It was him. So sorry, Mr. Wright. But it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then what was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as? I don't know. Nakental and Grandmarie, maybe? Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Balan received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now? Wait. He shot himself? Impossible. Yes, the great Magnifique Grandmarie himself. Yeah, I knew Valan didn't do it. Valan did not sound like the kind of person to do that. I just don't think. So Magnifique Grandmarie committed suicide. You find it hard to believe. To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a possibility. When I arrived tonight, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned around and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifique Grandmarie? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifique transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zack Grandmarie, not me. I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valan Grandmarie confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifique's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands? Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon? Let me confess, I intended to shoot Magnifique. And I planned on framing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifique Hospital. Which was? IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. Exactly no shoot, I would do the deed. Then, I would use the IV liquid to place the murderer on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifique called me back. I'm sorry, Valant. I'm giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please, help him if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnifique Grandmarie killing himself. Oh, I understand what he did. So he still tried to frame it as Zack. He still rearranged the crime scene. It is very much illegal. Absolutely. It's a terrible thing to do. He almost had, his friend and partner, colleague. Because if he was gone, he would have gotten the rights. I understand, absolutely. Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. Yeah, absolutely understanding. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints. Then I used the syringe to add the IV liquid that I brought. So in the end, things have went pretty much as planned. Magnifique died and your friend Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed, truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe. But, yes. I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valant. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner might have vanished, but not so my guilt. And so my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Sacra Marie was alive. Sorry, something fell. And now it occurs to me. What if was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. I apologize. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner, Sacra Marie. Then I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. What a thought. The truth. My God, this was... Oh! My God. He is no longer with us. Zack. Truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken on their life. I knew what I have to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when it'll be finished? Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. My apologies to the guard, but there's something I need to see. There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew Mission. I was right. Here's the last letter Drew Mission wrote, and there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Yep, it is poisoned. So this was Drew Mission, Messenger of Death. It was this stamp right, no mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you. Please release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? This man... Gavin, I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Mission hasn't received their verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atroquinine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right. Wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry. Forgot I had it. Many thanks. This man. So creepy. Oh, Phoenix. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. And this, I suppose, is the message to Apollo and to Trucy. I believe a good point to stop. This is so good. So interesting. Yep. Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. What a series of twists today. My god. Amazing. I love this. I love this so much. We now know so many things. It was extremely complicated, but I really liked this back and forth between the past and the present. And once again, this theme of guilty, even if it's not really guilty, of the crime of killing, but still guilty of something. Next time, probably the ending. Probably. So thank you so much for coming today. Thank you so much for watching me having a lot of fun. How do you say it? Untangling the past. Yeah, discovering the past. It's very interesting. This is so interesting. I cannot wait to see the ending. And what's the truth with Gavin? I'm really curious. Thank you so much for coming. I don't think we have someone to raid at this hour. It's a bit early for raiding. Yep, there is no one streaming at the moment. So thank you so much for coming. I'll see you tomorrow with Castlevania, if I'll still be alive. Hopefully. It was nice streaming 2 days in a row. And on Sunday for maybe the ending of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. It was amazing. It was really amazing. Today was amazing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will... you later. Grimoire you later. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Wah. 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 Wah.